Have the contract negotiations with Brandon Aiyuk taken a turn in the wrong direction? Well, based on the things that we are hearing from both sides, or at least representatives on both sides, it doesn't sound like it's going in the right direction. Yesterday, we heard Matt Mayoko basically say, well, the 49ers have paid a lot of players, so we wouldn't be surprised if Brandon Aiyuk has to play on the fifth-year option next year. Then you had TJ Houshmandzadeh go on 95.7 not too long after that and basically be like, this situation went from being pretty optimistic to now we're feeling pretty pessimistic about this situation even getting done. So it clearly feels like, at least from these two sources, one representing the 49ers and one representing Brandon Aiyuk, that they are basically staring at each other and saying, who's going to cave first? Because it does appear we have reached a breaking point in the contract negotiations. Now, we wouldn't know about any of this if we didn't hear about these guys, saying these things. We would just go along with our days and just wait till training camp comes around and just wait for this thing to happen. But now the tone and the narrative around the Brandon Aiyuk situation has absolutely taken a turn. Take a listen to TJ Houshmandzadeh as he joins Willard and Dibbs on 95.7 and tells you what he's thinking. Take a listen right here.
And I'm sure you're happy for your buddy Brandon Aiyuk as well, because if you're sitting in BA spot, don't you look at that deal and think, all right, my price just went up?
I mean, to a certain degree, yes, but BA is not getting what Justin Jefferson is getting. He's not. But to me, this is how contract negotiations work. It's very, very simple. They want to compare you to player A. But then when player A signs a contract that they don't like, they don't want to compare you to player A any longer. And so, to me, it's more of a, oh, we want you. No. You don't tell me. You show me.
So, TJ, who's the player that you're comparing Brandon Aiyuk to?
I mean, to me, very, very similar in age. It would have to be Amon-Ra. That's who I would compare him to, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Okay.
And so, if the Niners are willing to give him that type of contract, guaranteed, that just shows you they're not willing to give him that type of contract.
That's interesting, because we've had a couple people come on this show just in the last week and say, well, Brandon's clearly better than Amon-Ra St. Brown. And Amon-Ra's fantastic. They're very, very different players. I was just talking about how this deal is tricky because Brandon put up numbers with way fewer targets. And you could look at that two ways, because the Niners don't throw the ball all over the yard and they don't rely on one receiver. But Brandon did an amazing job with that. So, this one's tricky, right?
No, it's not. It's tricky when you don't want to pay the player what he deserves and what he's earned. That's when it gets tricky. What coach have you ever seen say, oh, you know what? I know I should be getting $10 million a year, but I'm going to take $7 million. What coach have you ever seen do that? You don't see the coaches do that.
No.
But everybody expects the player, oh, you're in this great offense. Oh, you have all these weapons. So? Pay me what I've earned, because the NFL and any profession, as soon as you can't play, they are going to get rid of you. Oh, you have a chance to win a Super Bowl. All the top players on that offense have been paid at the top of the market. I guarantee when Purdy's up, they're going to pay him at the top of the market. And so BA is looking like, wow, Debo got paid, Kittle got paid, McCaffrey got paid. Ooh, if I mean so much to this team, what's the holdup? Yeah, I don't get a lot of targets. Yeah, we have a lot of mouths to feed. But I'm an important part of this offense. But we all know they drafted Pearsall because Debo or Aiyuk wouldn't be there after this year. Which one is it going to be? They're not going to keep all of them. Pearsall was drafted because Debo or Brandon Aiyuk will be gone after this upcoming season.
Is there any fear then from Brandon's side that maybe it would be he that's not the one who's kept if they can't come to terms and he's got to end up playing on that fifth-year option?
Who knows? But fear? No. Fear is not the right adjective to use. No, not at all. And so, I mean, it's disheartening, man, because as a player, you just want to get what you feel you've earned. That's all it is. And when you feel you're worth this and they're offering you that, obviously that's the case because that's why he hadn't shown up yet. It's disheartening. And then it starts to make you angry. I went through this as a player. It starts to make you angry. And so hopefully this can be resolved sooner than later because the longer this goes on, it's just a lot of animosity on the player side. It just pisses you off. And when you get paid, you're happy about it, but you're still kind of angry about like, damn, like they really don't think I'm that good.
TJ Houshmandzadeh, obviously a receiver great in his own right, but also has worked directly with Brandon Aiyuk a lot throughout his career. He's joining us here on Willard and Dibbs, 95.7 The Game. TJ, the thought is, two thoughts. First of all, I'm still stuck on you saying the Amon-Ra deal. Maybe I'm completely off on what the Niners are doing. If all they've got to do is match the Amon-Ra deal, to me, that's a piece of cake. Like, you're right. He at least deserves that deal.
If you got connections in the 49ers front office, you ask them have they offered BA that and come back and let me know. I know. And so if they want to get BA signed, give him the Amon-Ra deal. Give it to him. Okay. And guarantee he'll be in there tomorrow.
You are.
They don't want to do that.
TJ, you're opening my eyes and you're opening the eyes of our listeners right now because I don't think that is the prevailing perception of 49er fans right now that he is not being offered the Amon-Ra deal. Our thought was that it was going to be even higher than that.
Nah. Now, since Jets, Justin Jefferson, that's his nickname, Jets. Since he signed, maybe things have changed. But prior to the signing, if you had offered him Amon-Ra St. Brown's deal, he would be there. Now, I don't know this to be fact, but I believe that to be the case. And so it's just the longer you wait, look at the Philadelphia Eagles. They signed Devontae Smith. Since they signed Devontae Smith, the market, like you said earlier, has exploded. So the Eagles, they were proactive. Devontae Smith is probably looking like, man, I probably could have gotten $4 to $5 million more per year. But the Eagles being proactive, they got out in front of it. And the Niners could have done the same thing. The longer they wait, it's like, okay, the next guy is going to sign. And then you start to think to yourself, like, man, I'm really comparable to this guy. Why am I taking what this guy is receiving? So I hope everything resolves itself because the Niners have a hell of a team. That offense is damn near unstoppable. Kyle Shanahan's a great coach. But you just don't want your best players unhappy when you have a history of taking care of your best players.
Yeah, no doubt. TJ Houshmandzadeh here on Willard and Dibbs on 95.7 The Game. That next guy you talked about is CeeDee Lamb. If CeeDee Lamb comes in, not where Justin Jefferson is, but maybe above A.J. Brown or Tyreek Hill, what does that do to Brandon Aiyuk's feelings and what the Niners might be looking at paying him?
I don't know. That's something for John Lynch, Ryan Murphy, that's BA's agent, and BA to figure out. That's something that they have to figure out. But if you put Aiyuk in that Cowboys offense and he had as many targets as CeeDee Lamb, what you think he gonna do?
Probably higher than 33rd in catches.
He's gonna have a lot of catches.
Exactly. So you put things in perspective. His explosiveness. So the Niners is going through OTAs. BA is going through BAs. Brandon Aiyuk OTAs. So it ain't like he's not working. He working. It's just you just want your contract to reflect. It's just a sign of respect. That's all it is.
TJ, when's the last time you worked out with him?
We haven't worked out this offseason. We've been texting a lot back and forth. I got a lot planned this summer with not just BA, a lot of the guys that I'm working with, the stuff and the things that we're going to do. But, yeah, he'll be out for sure in the summer. But, it was at one point he thought he may sign. So it was like, I'm not going to come out because I might have to go when I sign. And so that optimistic outlook has turned into a pessimistic outlook now. Like, damn, at one point he thought, hey, I might be leaving soon. And so now it's like, I have no idea.
So how recently was this that he was feeling optimistic?
Probably about a month and a half ago, I would say. There was a little optimism in the air. Yeah, I would say, yeah. You always think that, though, especially when you see certain guys have signed and you're like, okay, I'm comparable to this guy. This should be easy. Now let's get it done.
And now he's pessimistic?
It has to be pessimistic when you're not in minicamp, correct? Would you say so? You can't be optimistic when it's a mandatory camp and you're not there. These are my words, not his.
Right. Sure. I mean, what advice are you giving him in these text exchanges?
I'm just a big believer in, man, always trying to do the right thing. The Niners going to do what's best for them. BA must do what's best for him. Communication. A negotiation operates as such in my eyes. Both parties give a little bit, and you're okay with the solution, but neither party is exactly happy, but you're okay with it. That's a great negotiation when both parties give and take. But when one party is trying to dominate it, it's not going to work. I don't know if y'all married, but getting a debate with your wife, you're going to give a little bit. You're not going to dominate. It's just not going to work that way. And that's how a negotiation is. It's give and take, and we both walk away satisfied, but I probably could have got a little more. I probably could have gotten them to take a little less. That's a negotiation.
Yeah, both. I am married, TJ, and I take the L on the regular, so I don't quite know exactly what you're talking about with the give and take. But I'm looking at the situation now for Brandon, and it's only June. So how much patience can he show? And I know you've been in this situation before. How hard is it to get into the summer and still be patient and put in the work on your own?
I mean, in the summer, you obviously you would be off on your own anyway. You just want an update from your agent. Now, I've been in this situation, but I ain't been in this situation. I'm not the type of money they talking about. I ain't been in that type of situation. And so the summer, you're off on your own just getting ready for camp. And he's going to do that. But it's always that when the phone call coming, you're checking your phone. It's all like every day you're going to wake up. It's always going to be, it's today to day. And so he'll always have that optimism. It's today to day. The longer it goes on, just the more upset you become. That's all.
So obviously, TJ Houshmandzadeh said a lot. I didn't even pull the whole interview. I'll tag the entire thing into the description below this video. So if you want to listen to the whole thing, you can, because I think it's pretty straightforward. TJ Houshmandzadeh, obviously close to Brandon Aiyuk, understand what's going on. He's familiar with the situation. And it just seemingly sounds like things have taken a turn. And it sounds like it also almost is revolving around the fact about the market exploding and waiting too long. And, we understand this is standard operating procedure for the 49ers to wait. And it does appear that this time it might have blown up in their face, or at least that's what it feels like. So we won't know until this thing is either done one way or the other. So it's still a waiting pattern. And this could theoretically just be more negotiation tactics of one side drawing a line in the sand and then saying either this is what it is, or you know what I'm saying? Like it just feels like we're at that stage in the negotiation where it's really close, but it's also not where either side wants it to be. And based on the tone of TJ Houshmandzadeh, it sounds not great. So, and that was kind of the similar tone with Matt Mayoka. Didn't sound great. And so the situation still remains that if this is the case, and this is how it is playing out, that this could be a messy situation, because how do you justify playing Brandon Aiyuk on the 5th-year option? It just doesn't make sense to me personally to have a player like Brandon Aiyuk play for $14.1 million while every single wide receiver in the NFL who's been able to get a payday has gotten one. There's no way Brandon Aiyuk will step on the field making less money than Jerry Jeudy. So I don't know how the situation is going to play out. It clearly feels like they have hit a wall, I guess you could say, in the contract negotiation process, because I don't think either side, like when I say sides, this is the way I'm perceiving it. It's the way it feels. It feels like you have Mayoko representing the 49ers, TJ representing Brandon Ayuk, and bringing this information together. Sounds like we're at a bit of an impasse. So it'll be very interesting to see how this plays out. It could go from being a smooth summer or rocky summer really quickly. But hey man, it's a tough situation. Obviously, the mark is the Amon-Ra St. Brown deal. And are the 49ers going to meet Ayuk there? I don't know. We will find out. But let me know how you guys feel about this whole situation. And do you feel like it's taking a turn? How do you feel like this is just more, media? Like, I don't know. What is your interpretation of this situation? Let me know in the comments below. And again, I linked the whole video interview below so you can watch the entire thing. But let me know how you guys feel about this in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.